What is up, guys? It's Kamikaze here, bringing you another Call of Duty Black Ops 2 Best Objective Class setup. This episode will be covering Domination. Now, Domination has been played by most people, so I won't go into the game type in depth, but we'll give you 3 different class setups to do your best in Domination. SMG, Assault Rifles, and Sniper Rifles are the 3 classes that most people use, so I will be covering each category suggested class setup. Now let's move into the first suggested class setup for SMGs. Alright, now my favorite SMG used to be the PDW, but since the update that Treyarch had nerfing the SMGs, I feel like the biggest SMG affected was the PDW. In this class setup, my recommended SMG is the MSMC. This gun has solid knockdown power and is highly effective to rack up kills. For the attachments, I recommend extended mags as well as long barrel. To me, the MSMC has enough knockdown power, but it seems like I reload too often, and it leaves me wishing I had more bullets to kill that last guy, and extended mags is here to help. The MSMC is highly effective in close range encounters, but the damage it deals greatly decreases at longer range. Enter the long barrel attachment, which helps you get those longer kills easier. Like most of my classes, I avoid using a secondary, as there should be plenty of guns on the ground to pick up. Now let's move on to the perks. In the blue slot, I choose the obvious perk choice, Flak Jacket. Utilize Flak Jacket to hop on flags, especially the B flag in the beginning, avoiding grenades. The second perk I recommend using, Scavenger and Toughness, using a point on the perk 2 grade and wild card to utilize 2 perks. Scavenger replenishes lethals and tactical grenades as well as ammo. I talked a little bit about Toughness my last episode, and I'm growing to like this a lot more. Toughness works like the focus proficiency in Modern Warfare 3 and keeps your gun level while being shot at. The perk 3 I recommend is Tac Mask to avoid shock charges, stuns, and flashbangs. Flak Jacket and Tac Mask will make it a hell of a lot easier to capture flags, I promise you. Let's move on to the lethal and tactical grenades now. For my lethal, I recommend using C4. Throw this little wrapped up gift on flags that enemies are attempting to take over, or throw these on before a flag capture to see if any enemies are around. For my recommended tactical, I recommend the EMP grenade. If you haven't been EMP'd yet, count yourself lucky. The EMP grenade works like an EMP used in Modern Warfare 3. It completely takes out your minimap, your ammo can't count, any reticle-based attachments such as Red Dot Target Finder, MMS, and Eco Sight. I'd like to interrupt this episode for the pro tip of the day, the EMP grenade. My pro tip with the EMP grenades is if your enemy gets a UAV, or better yet, an orbital VSAT, start spamming these on the battlefield. It keeps the enemy you EMP'd from having that advantage of knowing where you exactly are. That wraps up my recommended class setup for SMGs. Now let's move on to the assault rifles. Now where you want to rush around with the SMG, assault rifles are not as suitable to run and gun, so sitting back protecting flags or helping your teammates from afar is the best way to use an assault rifle. Here's my recommended class setup for assault rifles, and I will recommend 2 different guns. The first gun is the M8. This is highly effective short to long range and is very accurate and deadly. Put on a red dot to gain more accuracy and extended mag so reloading is not an issue. The second gun I recommend is the FAL. This gun is crazy deadly. Short to mid range you only need 2 shots to kill, and long range only 3. The best attachment to make this gun overpowered as hell is Select Fire. It turns the FAL into an automatic monster. I recommend adding extended mag as Select Fire eats away bullets. Now, Select Fire on the FAL has been banned from competitive play. Let me know in the comments below if you think the gun deserves to be nerfed or if people are just overreacting to it. Now let's move on to the perks for the assault rifle class. In perk 1, utilize hardline to gain score streaks faster. You won't need Flak Jacket here. Like I said earlier, use assault rifles to play conservative and rack up easy kills. Engage in battles in your favor. In the second tier, use Toughness to reduce flinch when being shot at to keep your aim sure and straight. Utilize the perk 3 wildcard to get access to both dexterity and extreme conditioning. Utilize these perks to set up in high traffic areas quickly, baffling the enemy team, leaving them wondering how you got there so fast. Now let's move on to the equipment. For the lethal, use a Betty or a Claymore to watch areas you think the enemy can flank you. For the tactical, use a tactical insertion. Using tac inserts keeps you close to the action and keeps you in positions that favor you versus the enemy. I don't necessarily mean you have to camp in a corner in Domination, but patrol high traffic areas checking various choke points to get easy kills. Now that we are done with the assault rifles, let's move into my favorite sniper class. For the sniper, I recommend the DSR. This is the best sniper hands down. Many people like the Ballista due to how fast you can aim down sights with it, but that sniper gets hit markers for days. The DSR is so powerful, pretty much any shot above the knee is a one-shot kill. First attachment I recommend is a dual band attachment. If you don't have this one unlocked, use variable zoom. The dual band may seem like a cheap attachment, but is highly effective to see through smoke and even see to spot that little noob camping around a corner or head glitching. Just be aware that dead bodies give off thermal heat for a few seconds after falling to the ground, so don't shoot them twice. The second attachment I recommend is the ballistic CPU. Some people think that this is unnecessary for snipers, but I found it helps me hit my mark easier. I usually avoid secondaries, but on my sniper class I like a little backup in case enemies come in too close for comfort. Here's where the B23R comes into play. This has been compared to a smaller MW2 FAMAS. It packs a huge amount of damage, it's accurate as hell, and it's easy to run around with. Use this in close quarter engagements. Let's move on to perks for my sniping class. In the blue slot, I recommend using the perk 1 Greed wildcard to get both lightweight as well as hardline. Lightweight can help you if you are up high somewhere and need to get away from the enemy fire. Just jump down and lightweight will save you. Hardline will get you your score streaks faster, so that's self-explanatory. For the second perk, I use Scavenger. If you don't think you will need Scavenger, I recommend Cold-Blooded to stay off enemy red dot, thermal, MMS, and target finders. In the third slot, use Extreme Condition to get to spots faster than the enemy, as well as being able to outrun enemies that may converge on your sniping post. Now let's move on to the lethals and tacticals. With the points thinning out, I recommend not using a lethal, as mostly you will be sniping the enemy as well as pistoling up close. Your tactical, I recommend the tac insertion for the same reasons as the assault rifle class. Keeps you close to the enemy and keeps you from running across the entire map to engage in firefights. Now that this class is wrapped up, let's move on to the score streaks. The first score streak I recommend is the Lightning Strike. This is extremely effective in ground war, but is suitable in 6-man domination as well. It's as easy as see the dots, hit the dots with the Lightning Strike score streak. Next score streak I recommend is the Orbital VSAT. The Orbital VSAT is the key to Pandora's box. It shows every enemy and which way they are facing and going. This score streak gives you 10-point assist kills when your teammates get a kill and your VSAT is up. The next score streak is the Lodestar. This is equivalent of the Reaper in Modern Warfare 3. Enough said. The VSAT is essential to get those big gameplays, as you can literally loop your score streaks following the VSAT, so long as you don't die. Alright guys, sorry about the longer episode, but I wanted to try to cover all the major gun categories that many people use in Domination. I recently dropped 154 kills on Demolition, Theater saved the game, but for some reason my Xbox freezes when I attempt to view it. So I am trying to get a friend to see if he can see it, as he was in there as well, so hopefully I can post that up soon. If you guys have stuck around and enjoyed my class setup videos, please like and subscribe. And don't forget to comment below about the FAL and what game type you'd like to see next. Also, I'm thinking about making a series about my recommendations of how to play each game type to get max score as well as high kills. Let me know what you think in the box below. That wraps up the rest of this episode. Thanks for watching, guys.
Losing B. Losing Bravo. Losing B. We're winning this struggle. Losing Bravo. Orbital VSAT awaiting orders. Lodestar awaiting orders. Friendly Lodestar inbound.